Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, hello. How's everybody doing? Yes, I'm up late. First in the chat. Yes, excuse me. I'm trying to get it together. Oh, God. Let me know if my voice is a little squeaky. Hey, everybody. Sorry about that. Trying something out new, a new device. So I'm just, bear with me. Okay, I hear you. I'm trying to get it together. I pray everything works out while I'm on. Hey. Hey, everybody. Hey, Nitra, how you doing? I can't really see that far back. I got to zoom in. Try not to get so close. I can't get this device working like I want. Okay. Thank you. 13 in the room. Thanks a lot. Trying to get where you all can see me. I want to bring you said information out of South Carolina. Hey, everybody. I've got 15 in the room. 9 thumbs up. Thanks for joining me. Please, no super chats during the live. If you'd like to donate to the channel, you can donate to my Cash App, which is $Big Angie 129. Thanks a lot. I want to bring you a story out of South Carolina, and I also want to discuss the search that took place in California City. I didn't get room to put it up here on the screen because they only let you put so many letters up. Thanks, Nitra. 20 in the room, 10 thumbs up. Thanks for joining me. I'll be discussing this article out of South Carolina, and I also will be discussing the search that took place in California City, and thanks for bearing with me. If you need verification for the first story, this will be WYFF4 News. She just had so much to offer upstate parents charged in death of 3-year-old adoptive child. 3-year-old Victoria Smith identified as victim, and this was uploaded January 20th. This is out of Simpsonville, South Carolina. A Greenville County couple is behind bars charged with homicide by child abuse involving their adoptive daughter. A judge denied bond to Ariel Robinson, 29, and her husband, Jerry Robinson, 34, of Simpsonville on Tuesday. Ariel Robinson earned both local and national recognition back in August when she won the Food Network's show, Worst Cooks in America. According to arrest warrants, the Robinsons inflicted a series of blunt force injuries to a 3-year-old who the Greenville County Coroner's Office identified as Victoria Smith. Smith passed away at the hospital. WYFF News 4 has learned Smith was adopted by the Robinson family after spending most of her life as a foster child. When she entered a room, all eyes were on her because she demanded it and she was a cutie, Tiffany Huggins said. Huggins and her husband, Cameron, were foster parents to Smith for 10 months, right before the Robinsons adopted her. They said she instantly clicked with their family. Her smile was contagious and she enjoyed singing and riding her bike. They also said she knew how to grab attention. She was just a natural, Tiffany Huggins said. She had the best personality, and I'm not just saying that because I was her mama, but she was just our light. She was a beautiful child inside and out. She blended into our family, Cameron Huggins said. Ariel Robinson sat down with WYFF News 4 in August 2020 after winning the show. At the time, she told the television crew the $25,000 grand prize would go a long way to help her and her husband, who recently adopted 3 children. Said, I don't know what happened. This is a new device, so I don't know. Oh, Lord, sorry about that. The lady said at the time, she told the television crew the $25,000 grand prize would go a long way to help her and her husband, who recently adopted 3 children. Smith was one of them. I just know that the Lord has had his hands on me, and he had a purpose for me to go on there, she said. He knew we were going through this adoption. We really could use the money, and he just let everything work out for our good. The former middle school teacher was a local comedian. Justin Williams, an entertainment producer, booked her to perform at a Pickens County barbecue event back in November. She was hilarious. She was super sweet to everybody around her, and she expressed a passion for working with children and working with just the community in general, he said. Many questions remain as remember the 3-year-old's impact on their lives. She just had so much to offer, Cameron Huggins said. And she's going to be missed by many, many, many people, Tiffany said. In a statement to WYFF News 4 Wednesday afternoon, a DSS spokesperson said, the South Carolina Department of Social Services is aware of the allegations and the arrest made and is investigating along with law enforcement. The agency's standard procedures in a case like this involves taking appropriate action with any children remaining in the home after evaluating safety and risk. SLED is investigating. And this is brought to you by WYFF4 News. You will see in this said article the mugshots of both people who are charged with this crime of murder of a child. Their names are Jerry A. Robinson and Ariel S. Robinson. They're both African American. They're both a married couple. This article also states that 3 children were adopted by these people, and the child victim is Victoria Smith, who was 3 years old. Hey, how you doing? So right now, this baby is deceased from some people who adopted her. She was also in the care of another family for 10 months. So I'm starting to question why they didn't keep her. Why didn't that couple before keep the child? I'm just curious. It's very odd to me. I'm trying to remember this lady's name. Let's see. Tiffany Huggins. Huggins and her husband Cameron were foster parents to Smith for 10 months. Okay, so Mr. and Mrs. Huggins, what happened with the baby? You had her for 3 months, 10 months. She's a 3-year-old. She was in your care for 10 months. That's a long time. That's almost a year. The dad was a teacher at that. I don't know. No, she was a teacher, it says. The lady was a comedian / she went on a cook show on the Food Network, Worst Cooks. She won a $25,000 prize. She is 29. He is 34, the husband, the suspects. She won a show back in August on the Food Network show, Worst Cooks in America. The baby sustained blunt force injuries to the head. Her name is Victoria Smith. She passed away at the hospital. And they said she spent most of her life in foster care. Most of her life she spent in foster care. So you're talking about a 3-year-old. And this couple by the name of Huggins, they had her for 10 months. So what we have to ask ourselves, why they relinquished custody of her. Why did they relinquish custody of this 3-year-old? Because if you had her for a year, almost a year, what made you give her up to the state or back to the state for this family to come along? Was it just a matter you didn't want to adopt the little girl? You just wanted to just keep her in your care until they could find her a permanent home? I mean, what was the reasons? Because now speaking out, well, she was this, she was a delight. And I'm not trying to throw shade. I'm just asking. You say, well, she was a delight. She was this, she lit up the room, but yet she ended up going to this family. These group of monkeys. Yeah, I said it. Nasty monkeys, nasty dogs. Got a hold of this baby. I don't understand. You adopted her. And then it says they had other kids in her custody. This is ridiculous. And yeah, it says right here, the $25,000 grand prize will go a long way to help her and her husband, who recently adopted 3 children. So they had 3 kids in their custody. Aren't you all seeing a pattern with this foster care adoption BS. They're just taking it all these kids. And to me, it's looking suspect that a lot of you all are just taking in these kids to feed your own damn pockets. That's how it's looking to me. Because here it says she's a former teacher. This doesn't make any sense. And then got the nerve to talk about the Lord. I just know that the Lord had his hands on me and he had a purpose for me to go on there, she said in August. He knew we were going through this adoption. We really could use the money and he just let everything work out for our good. Well, what she don't know is that some of us have been told the adoptions are free in the CPS. You don't pay for an adoption through CPS. You only pay when it's a private agency that has a child up for adoption. CPS is free adoption. Now, I did read that some places could maybe charge, but I think it's normally free. But that's what I read. And right here it says the former middle school teacher was a local comedian. Justin Williams, an entertainment producer, booked her to perform at a Pickens County barbecue event back in November. So she was a school teacher at one time for the middle school, a comedian, a worse cook, and a child abuser. Put that on her resume. How about that? That's the spoken word out of South Carolina, Simpsonville, wherever the hell that is. I'm just disgusted. I'm disgusted. I'm over all of this. Hello, everybody in here. Didn't mean to ignore all of you. Yep. Eva Bell, caught the live. Hello, everyone in Mods. I love hit that. Came in God's child. Thank you so much. The Lord isn't involved in no abusive mess, Nitra. That's right. Monica, yes. Hey, how you doing? Eva Bell, that's true. You don't pay going through CPS. That's Eva's comment. I just want to make sure I'm touching on everybody's comment. This pisses me off. KK lady said murderer. Thank you, Carol. Thank you. Had to do something to this hair, honey. She was looking a hot mess. Woo, my gosh. She had to do something. I've been up a couple of hours talking long distance to my brother, sister, who live in Chicago. Oh, Lord. Trying to decide, do I want to go back home? Hey, Marshall, how you doing? But before I get into Cal City, I wanted to bring you this story. I'm sorry I couldn't put it on the headliner. Maybe I'll go in and on my other device and reword it when I get ready to upload it. But hey, good morning, Margaret. This is just pissing me off. These stories about these kids. And every time you look up, they've always got other kids. Aren't you seeing the pattern? They got more kids. Do I have their pictures? Hold on. Hope I didn't take it off of there. Yeah, I don't have it big enough for you to see. You're not going to be able to see that well, I don't think. She looks a hot mess. Hair all matted down. And both of them look like two damn Teletubbies. Yeah, I said it. So I don't care. I'm sick of this shit. Three kids. So now those kids are, if it's a total of 3 or 4, I don't know. All of y'all going back in CPS custody. This is ridiculous. Let me reread that again. I want to make sure I get everything right. Yeah, it said, who recently adopted 3 children. Smith was one of them. Okay, so they had 3 adopted children. Hey, Miller, the baby didn't do nothing to deserve that kind of torture. So they had 3 adopted children. Victoria was a part of the 3. So now 2 children are now back in foster care, fooling with these 2 Teletubbies. Yeah, I said it. These 2 Teletubbies. She torn up, laugh out loud. Yeah, she tore up. Sitting up there. Let me hush for all my hair fall out. But she, look at her. She's a hot damn mess. Sitting up there with her hair matted, ain't got barely no strands of hair on her head. She got as much hair on her head as he got. That pissed me off. Because I'm sick of these stories. They're Teletubbies. I said it. I didn't stutter. Hit the like button when you come in, yes. Even if you don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Just join the fun. Join in anyway. This is sickening. Something's got to stop with this adoption stuff. Which, like I said, you don't know people. You're assuming they want the kids. They're sitting here crying and moaning. They want the kids, blah, blah, blah. Oh, I love children. I ain't never had a kid. Oh, I can't have babies. Oh, I can't have kids no more. Oh, my tubes are tied. Oh, I've had ectopic pregnancy. You know, all the little stories they probably give the little social workers or whomever, supervisors. And here comes these innocent babies in their care. And it's just nonsense. They don't want these kids. They're just looking for a way to make some damn money. Let me guess. What are we going to hear? She was hyperactive. She had ADHD. She was a handful. Oh, I know. She was rambunctious. She was rambunctious. So you just beat her to death, huh? You just beat the baby to death. Golly, this is crazy to me. Allergies acting up, excuse me. She was 3. What did they expect? Well, hey, that's the point of these stories. Oh, you left the gate open. Yeah. So when she came back in the gate, what? They beat her to death? This is insane to me. And they had a total of 3 kids. And now 2 are back in state's custody and one's deceased because you beat her to death. I mean, just reading it's enough to make your stomach turn. Blunt, force, trauma, injuries. That means you beat that baby. You beat a baby. You beat a 3-year-old who cannot fight. She could not win. It wasn't designed for her to win because she's a toddler. That's the sad information coming out of South Carolina. Prayers to this little girl. I don't know anything about family members. What's her situation to where she ended up in foster care. But nonetheless, it's a sad situation once again of an adoptive child coming out of foster care, being adopted by somebody, and now she's dead. No, honey. No general population. No, baby. No general population. No, baby, no. You get a guilty verdict and you get some cylinder blocks tied to the bottom of your feet and you get drove out in the middle of the ocean on a jet boat and dropped the fuck over. So now we have to ask ourselves, what did you do to the other 2? What did you do to the other 2 kids? Yeah, block shoes, whatever you want to call them, cylinder blocks tied to your ankles and thrown over and thrown overboard into the Pacific Ocean, which is the fact that they're away from their bio parents, then to be given to monsters. Well, and that's what's going on right now, is that the state is taking these children away for whatever reason. And maybe the parents are complying, not complying, don't comply in time. I don't know the situations, but the point still is bad that the children are leaving one situation that's allegedly bad to then end up brutally injured and or dead. What did you say? You see the lady in Michigan, she drove her kids in the river. No, I didn't see that. People that kill children should not be rehabilitated for sure. Well, any type of heinous crime, I don't want to say that all murderers can't be rehabilitated because I know certain circumstances could lead you to kill somebody. You could be fighting for your life, okay? And then, of course, you got the crime of passion, which, some people say that's not an excuse to kill somebody. But I'm just going to say defending your life. Somebody is viciously attacking you, beating you, and you got to pick up something to ward them off. That's different. But this here, you beat a person that's little, 30 pounds or so, who cannot defend him or herself. You're not fit to walk around. And I know they say God is judge and jury. Yeah, but I'm here down here and I'm human. So I'm a human and I'm going to judge accordingly. Just like somebody would judge me the same. They don't have no business walking around, in my opinion. And I feel like life in prison, hell, that's too damn good for you. Okay, I heard about some trafficking. We will see. I'll get to that here in a minute. But nonetheless, this has got to stop these people. What the remedy is going to be, I don't know what you can do, because you can't read people's minds that come in and say, hey, I want to be a foster parent. Hey, I want to adopt a kid. So, like I said, they're glad to give these kids to an adoptive parent. Yes, I've heard. I'm going to get to all that. Well, Carol, that's what I'm saying. A lot of us grew up getting whoopings, as we called them back in the 70s. And nobody was there to bring in the cavalry, because nobody came to save me from my mama when she whooped my tail. But one thing my mother would tell you about the queen, I've never whooped Angela for the same thing twice, ever. And my mother always said that about me. When I whooped Angela, she never did that thing again. Now, she may have done something else to gain a whooping, but I've never got a repeat whooping for something repetitively. Well, this is just going to be a tragic situation all around the board. They need to do a complete overhaul of the system and weed the lazy, incompetent, non-compliant workers and make fostering a lot more screening. Well, see, this is what I'm saying. Who are you going to blame? Because some of you want to blame the social worker. Some of you want to blame the agency. Some of you want to blame the parents. Who can you blame? Because you don't know anybody that's involved. Because you could have a worker that follows the books, follows protocol, but she don't have control over this guy and this lady getting a kid, foster care. How does she know what you're going to do with the kid once the kid's out of sight? Once she's signed off, that's it. Now, how many times a worker is supposed to stop in, call in, check foster care children? I don't know. Because like I said, every state has their own guidelines. But one thing I'm trying to make you all understand, some of you probably won't never get it. It's like anybody. You don't know people. These people are willingly coming in saying they want to be a foster parent. So how do I know what they're going to do to the kid once they walk away with the kid? So you don't have no way of knowing that the people that are volunteering to be a foster parent and or adoptive parent are going to kill a kid. Never spank the kid, talk to them and get them to understand what they did was wrong. Okay, well, see, I've learned that every child is different. Every way of dealing with a child is different. Some people prefer to spank their children and they grow up okay. They, like I said, they don't keep doing the same thing over and over. Then you have some children, they are immune to a whooping. And possibly they have some type of ADHD, some type of mental problem where they're not comprehending what you're saying. Don't do, stop. Some children may just have some type of learning disability where they just cannot comprehend what you're saying. So now you've got to try to figure out some kind of way that you can reach this kid without having to lay your hands on them. Because as I said, there's some kids you can whoop all day and they're not getting what you're saying. And so then that would be a problem. Because as they say, you can become immune to a spanking, whooping, beating. Your mind can become immune. Your body, your body will heal up eventually. But it's a mind thing. You're going to be affected at some point by getting a whooping. You know what I'm saying? And definitely if you're getting beat for no reason, just somebody's mad at the world, they want to come in and beat you today. that's going to affect you because you're going to feel like, well, I know I didn't do anything wrong. They're just beating on me, and you're going to carry that with you. And I mean, there's some kids, they probably carry it with them when they know they were acting out and acting bad and got a whooping or spanking and still felt some type of way like, hey, I didn't like the fact that you spanked me, you whooped me, even though I know I probably was bad as hell. But, that's why I said each kid is different. But this is sickening. And I don't know what's going to happen with this situation. Yes. And I'm sure a lot of foster parents are under a lot of scrutiny. Dealing with kids with a lot of emotional problems. They're coming from wayward backgrounds. Then, too, they're going from house to house in foster care. So that's going to weigh a toll on their disposition and how they act. And like I said, those are the things you need to consider when taking in a child. You should know that they're coming from a troubled space. So they probably will have some type of issue, mental issue. They may be combative. They won't mind, wayward. And those are the things you should consider before fostering a child, before adopting a child. That this is not your child, and this child is coming already made up, ready package. So you got to tell yourself that. I don't know what I'm getting. I don't know if I'm about to get me a little fire starter. I'm just saying. You look up, your whole damn house is on fire because you got a child that's wayward. But those are the things you need to consider before you end up beating them to death. And now you in jail charged with murder of a child. Okay. I'm 20 minutes on that. Eyes watering, sorry. As most of you know who have watched YouTube today, a video was uploaded by different YouTubers, I'm sure. One I watched today by AV Crew News, of the said search of the house in Cal City pertaining to the West Klan. I do not know what they were looking for. I do not know what came out of the search. Allegedly, he said they didn't see any forensic vans. So one could say, assumingly, nothing was brought out that would be deemed evidence. So one would have to ask themselves why. Now, on Duty Ron's channel, he made a comment saying that it was statistical gathering of stats or something, why they were there. I don't really know what that means. And I'm just relaying that to you all. And if you need verification for what I'm saying, you can mosey on over to their channels and decipher the information as you see fit. I don't know why they were there. But I do find it interesting that they came right after the chief gave a speech the night before. I do find that interesting. I said, well, maybe he was trying to tell us something. I can't tell you nothing, but we're going to be on the scene tomorrow morning. He likes the cameras. Okay, Jordan, you think that? I don't know. I don't really put too much stock into anything now that goes on pertaining to this case. I think he could become burdened. I think he, like any person dealing with a high-profile case of missing children, I think it can become overwhelming because naturally he is hearing and seeing all the nasty things being said about him in the department, all the things that have been alleged against the department even before he came there to work, all the things that YouTubers are saying on their channels, all the comments. I'm sure he reads them. And if he doesn't, I'm sure somebody comes back with a little basket of goodies. He said, she said, and he gets to hear the 411, 211 from somebody. Hey, let me tell you what they said about you over here. It would have to be overwhelming to have that job right now. Well, A. Miller, that's the point. I know they had that much attention. The attention they had was negative, probably drug trafficking and other type of, crazy misdeeds, but not nothing about no missing children. Have you seen the bio dad's niece, two boys' bio cousin? She brought 2 videos with AD parents interview that she recorded that morning. Second one answering questions. No, I haven't. No, I have not. He wants them out of his town before they can find out his dirty secrets of that TPWN. What? He got pressure on him hard and heavy. I don't know what that comment means. Well, all I can say is it's a terrible place to be, whether you're the chief, sheriff, because you're talking about 2 missing children. Okay, he's been on a job a year. Okay. Well, that's what I'm saying. It's a terrible job to have because you know you're going to come under scrutiny because children. Okay, Tam, because their kids missing. So that's the said word. Hey, sweet mountain lotus, how are you? How are you? If you want to call in to the queen and give your commentary on the little girl who was murdered this week or the other week, in South Carolina, or you want to weigh in on the search that was exacted yesterday in Cal City, you are welcome to call me. They were dogging her. Who are you talking about, Carol? I hope you ain't talking about who I think you're talking about. She wear glasses, red hair. Is that who you're talking about? Oh, Crenshaw. Okay. Well, you know, this is how I feel. That's a terrible place to end up, going over there, looking, lurking. You know, like I said, each person do what they want to do, but one could just say, what are you expecting to find? Is it just you want that to be your backdrop for your YouTube video? What? I'm just saying. Because there's nothing there. It's just a stale ass house sitting on top of sand. Nothing going on over there. And like I said, I'm sure the neighbors are tired of people being over there. You know, because you all forget, they do have neighbors that live there, and they are entitled to some peace and quiet as well. And that's the purpose of being a homeowner, is to live peacefully in your house, in your neighborhood, and not have a lot of distractions and noise and pilfering and people hanging around. She said she ain't scared. She's from Bakersfield. Who are you talking about? Hey, Miller. Excuse me, my eyes just watering. Oh, my goodness, sinuses. Well, why don't you all call in? Because I don't want to keep doing this. Okay, Crenshaw. Well, I mean, like I said, to each its own. East Bakersfield has someone killing a lot of women. They think it's one person doing it. Okay, Carol. Okay. Well, like I said, people go where they want. Hello, Life of Mercy. How you doing? People go where they want. They do what they want. You know, you can't tell grown folks what to do, how you should act, blah, blah, blah. But like I said, there's nothing at that house. It's just an empty shell sitting on top of some dirt, sand. It's nothing. Nothing to me. Now, maybe it's to some other people. I don't know. But I don't see anything pertaining to that house at all. Did you hear how the children were invited to a kids' party and the other kids went, but the 2 AD kids didn't go to being sick thinking September? No. Where are you getting that at? Where are you getting that information? Hi, Kimberly. Oh, another YouTuber. Oh, yeah, her. Okay. Well, like I said, everything at this point is hearsay. So where were the 2 children then? If these others went to a birthday party, where were those 2? And who had them? I keep telling you. Can't believe everything you hear. I don't believe nothing pertaining to these people. I really don't. Who said they were sick? The mother said to somebody that her kids were sick. Because probably they were already gone. Communities hand in hand. Hello from Bakersfield. Well, I don't know. I haven't heard anything. Oh, the grandma had them. Well, why don't you all call in instead of talking on this jukebox? Because I don't want to read texts back and forth. If you want to call in and give your opinion or what you heard, because as I stated, everything pertaining to this case is hearsay. There's not nobody bringing no receipts to say, hi, I'm the person that spoke to Pookie, Ray Ray, and Pookie told me they baby was sick and the baby was with this person. I'm just saying. It's just, I can't listen to that no more, this gossip. When the grandmother asked about the children. So the grandmother asked about the kids. This ain't making no sense. Well, who had the kids if they were sick, is what I'm saying. I don't know. 53 in the chat, 32 thumbs up. Thank you so much. Don't super chat a queen. If you'd like to donate to the channel, $ big sexy one. No. Oh, I'm about to give you the wrong thing. I'm getting my IG mixed up. If you want to donate to the channel, $ big Angie 129. Thank you. I'm getting that mixed up with my IG account. If you want to call in, please call me on IG big sexy 71. I knew I'd get it right. Got too many bigs in there. I might need to change all that out, but you're welcome to call in on IG to give your opinion about either storyline pertaining to the little girl that passed away in South Carolina and the search of the house in Cal City, California. Well, there's never any proof. That's the whole point of the story. There's never any proof. Everything is somebody's version. But then when you ask somebody, where'd you hear it? Then they just go say, well, another YouTuber said, well, where the YouTuber get it from? I mean, you're just going around in a circle about these duds. These people are duds to me. Everything about them is just, they're just duds. It's nothing positive, nothing right about these people. I mean, everything is negative. Everything. Hear anything positive. I would call, but I don't know how to use Instagram. Well, Eve, it's just like Facebook, honey. You just send me a message, and then I open it up, and then I press the telephone. I either call you or you call me. It's either one. I don't see any requests. But if you want to call in to give your opinion about the storylines that's on my headliner, please call in. Joelle, hey. That's how rumors get started. It gets bigger every time. Well, see, that's what's the problem. This story is just like so many other stories. You don't know what to believe because you start hearing all these people talking all the time. I do believe these children have gone much longer than, yes, Miss Angels, I think most of us in the chat believe that the children been gone a while. Because if we're to believe this rumor of the children going to a party in September, then that means that's before they moved to Cal City. So I'll say a year. I'm putting my money on a year. Anybody want to come in? Call in the queen. There's so much hearsay that is why I wait for you to come on and I get straight facts. Well, the thing about it is I don't really have any information about anything. Everything I'm getting is via the news or whatever. But I can't, you know what I'm saying, go on record. Excuse me, eyes just keep watering. I can't say that what you're hearing over here on this YouTuber's channel, social media, is the truth. I don't know. Because like I said, I'm not there. I don't know these people. So I can't say what is the truth or not. Well, and that's how it's going to be. I mean, you've heard so many nasty rumors about floorboards and this and that. Now that they're back at the house, so now people are going to start to wonder what they back there for, what they doing. But the chief just told you there's nothing in the house. There's nothing in the floor. It's a concrete slab underneath the house. So nothing can be buried under the house. But yet somebody will still go ask again, why don't they search the floorboards? And he just told you there's a slab of concrete. You can't chip through it. You can't chip through it. But it's like I don't know why somebody has to explain that to people. Well, thank you, Together. I appreciate that. Well, I just try to keep your mind open and in rotation, that you can't believe everything that you hear. And if you're hearing something, hell, ask, hey, bring me a receipt. Because, hey, I don't know these people. You don't know these people. Nobody knows these people but them. And so they're probably delighted with the stuff you all are passing around about them. Oh, I'm sure they are. They're like, wow, they really think they know us. You know what I'm saying? They think they know us so well. They just be talking about us on YouTube. Okay, see, Carol, I didn't know that. Well, see, that's the whole point. If a person didn't know, they're going to wear it down about floorboards. You know, I had somebody in my comment section last week, just kept going up and down the comment section, talking about them damn floors. And I'm like, damn, don't you know they were there? They had a dog there. You think the dog is not trained? A cadaver dog? Do you know what a cadaver dog is? He's trained just for that, to smell out death. I mean, I don't know how you can make a person understand. Oh, 29 minutes. Okay, well, there's one where I was turning in. I was going to watch tonight, and I didn't finish it or get it started, where he was sitting in his car. I think it was dark. Well, that's what I'm saying. It's a month in, and now I guess if it's the truth, you have a few people now deciding they want to come out and say a little something about what went on with these people. Just looking at the house, I knew it was on a slab. Oh, okay. I got you. I got you. Miss April, I don't know what your comment means. It's a pity they haven't used cadaver dolls in Bakersfield House. Well, hey, Just Blessed. Well, why you say that, Miss Angels? They said they've gone and searched at the last places that they live. The chief said that during the interview, that they have been to the other residents in Bakersfield. They're just not telling you what they found. That's the gist of this story. He's not telling you anything. Plus, that area is near a fault line, which make it prone to earthquakes. All concrete, nothing under the house. Okay. Queen, I'm going to bed, not feeling 100% tonight, and I had my little toe amputated in the end of November still. Ooh, honey, that's horrible. I'll be praying for you. I wasn't feeling too good either before I got on here. I didn't think I was going to make it. But I wanted to hurry up and bring this story out about the baby girl out in South Carolina and talk about the search that took place in Cal City yesterday, because I knew you all would want to talk about it. And some of you have been messaging me today with the info. Oh, typo. I didn't know. Okay. Thank you. Well, if the cadaver dolls were used in an apartment, then they'd know if those babies were there or deceased. Right. That's what I'm saying. That's why he's already told you that. The dogs have been on the property. I don't know what people are looking for. I just don't understand. Well, Carol, I know that, but I'm just alluding to the fact that a person keeps crying and moaning about tear up the floorboards. If he's telling you we also brought in a cadaver dog, then that should tell you he didn't sense anything of a death, of remains. That's all I'm saying. He's let that be known. Because the guy kept asking the questions round and round and round. That girl asked the other day, and he was trying to basically say, there's nothing there. We've been in the house. We've opened up the house. And that's when he brought up the comment about the slab, the house being on the slab. I don't know what people want, to just keep, asking the same questions over and over. And he's already told you they've been in the house. They've been outside. I don't think it would have been hard for a dog to hint on anything. Cadaver dog or not. I don't think it'll be hard. Is there a search tomorrow, or did I make that up? I think I heard, yeah, there's a search tomorrow. Well, nobody wants to listen to anything. It's just like I can talk for 4 hours on here and somebody will still comment on something I already didn't see it. So it's like nobody listens to nothing. It's like, it's really almost a waste of time. I hate to say that. It's just a waste. Because nobody reads the articles. Nobody goes back to read anything. Nobody wants to Google anything. Nobody wants to go open up the news networks on YouTube. You don't want to Google nothing. You just want somebody to sit up here and just tell you everything. And then when you don't like what they're saying, then you question every damn thing that they're saying. So it's like, well, why don't you just go check it out for yourself? And you can interpret it however you want. And you can argue with yourself. I don't get it. Because so much is coming out every day. Well, that's why I said, if you go and look stuff up yourself, you don't have to be arguing with anybody about anything. Just go read it for yourself. If you're questioning anything that's been said on social media, YouTube channel, whatever, just go check it out for yourself. They keep asking because they like the sound of your voice. I don't know about that, honey. And the concrete is 6 feet deep. You would have to use a special type of tool. Yes, that's what I was thinking, Eva. Hey, everybody. Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. Do you know how hard it is to go through concrete? Oh, yes, Jordan, I do too. I feel like rest is coming soon. I felt like that when I got the notifications and, when people were sending me notifications today about them doing the search, I feel like it's on its way. Well, Monica, I kind of feel that way too. But we can have hope that even if they have perished, that something will come along that will lead investigators, you know what I'm saying, to find the kids. Even if they're not alive, just pray that there's something that'll lead the investigators, to find the kids. Because I want that more than anything, whether they're alive or deceased. If they're deceased, I want them at least found. Because that's just it's just inhumane to dump a body out, throw a body out, like it's trash, and just think, well, ain't nobody gonna go look for them. There ain't nobody, they're obsolete. Who cares about these little kids? And that's just how I feel. That's how they felt about those kids. They didn't care about the kids. You ain't too much digging in no desert. Girl, you crazy. Well, we gonna see what happens at this house, because I'm curious now to why they were actually there, what they came up with. A jackhammer would loud as hell. Yes, it would. Yes, a jackhammer would be very loud. Them neighbors will sure enough be telling everybody to get the hell out their neighborhood. You start going in there with a jackhammer. It sure be some complaining. Deserve that much, which either way. Well, yes. This is where I have the problem. If you went in the house this time, which is alleging 4th time, I don't know if that's true or not. I don't like the fact that the family still has a key to the door. Why not do all your investigating and tell them they can't come back within this length of time? Do you understand what I'm saying? Why not go through every inch of the house and get every little part you can? Because that didn't make any sense to say, oh, yeah, they still in the house. They still got a key. Although they boarded it up, they're not staying there, but they still have a key. So when you go back yesterday, one is going to wonder, like, well, what you go back there for? What you get there? So, yeah, a person would think, well, they could tamper with stuff. They still got a key. It's their house. They own that house, and rightfully so. That is their house. They can go when they want, because if you're not telling them they can't come back in, hey, we're going to hold this house up this many days, weeks. We got to have access. You can't come back in. So it looks weird you going in there periodically, and they're also going in the house too. That's the part I'm messed up on. Today, all the stuffed animals have been moved up to the back. To the what? Moved up to the block front door of house. Moved up to the block front door of the house. What, Miss April? Oh, yeah, he didn't know it was boarded up. Well, maybe he's just not paying attention. I don't know. That little let your ex keep the key to your house. Oh, that's like letting your ex keep. Oh, that's true. Don't let me tell you about a story about that. An ex with a key, because I'll be telling somebody's business. Let me be quiet. Some weird stuff. This case. This is a weird case. I mean, like I said, I don't know all the protocol, but this I just don't understand going in the house searching and the people still have a key to the door. But like I said, that is their house. So I don't know how they work all that out. It's just very odd to me. But I want to know what the hell they went in there for. What did you find? What you're looking for now? Are you measuring? What? Chief, tell me something again. But I said he's going to come back on because he's going to have to explain to all the pilgrims why he was back there again. So, no, he didn't, Marshall. He thought it was only the broken window. Okay. Oh, I know what Marshall's trying to say. He's playing possum, perhaps. I think that's what Marshall's trying to say. Oh, okay. Eva says they were out there with drones. Okay. Interesting. That's very interesting. I don't know. It's like the discrepancy in the time AD called police to when the dispatcher claimed different time to the chief. They were out. I don't know what's going on. Marshall, yeah, I got it. You all don't know what the chief knows. Just let me go and put that out there in the chat. He don't owe you no explanation about anything. And he will lie if need be. He will fudge if need be. And as you see in this interview with Mr. I guess it's Mr. Wong, it was a lot of no comment, no comment, no comment. So that should tell you something right there. I'm not going to tell you nothing because I don't want to taint anything. And I don't want you to know that I think these two dimwits killed those kids. I don't want you to know that I think I know where they got rid of the kids or whatever. Not going to tell you nothing. So he could play crazy and say, oh, the whole house is boarded up. Is it? You just don't know. Well, Life of Mercy, that's a perfect comment. They weren't expecting people to care about the kids. I concur with that. They thought, we're going to go out here. It's a lonely, desolate place. It's not a lot of neighbors, not a lot of nothing going on. And now we're going to bring forth this story about some kids. It's not going to be a big deal. They don't know anything. They don't got anything. We've hid those kids well. They're never going to find them. That's how I'm looking at it right now. That's what they're saying to themselves. We hid those kids so tight, they'll never find those kids. Come on, girl, let's file a report. But what you weren't expecting was the scrutiny. What you should have known that anyway, because you're not as clever as you think, Trezelle and Jacqueline. Casey Anthony. Well, you see how that turned out. That turned out to be a big disappointment and a big disgrace. Big disgrace to the dead, because that was a child who had a life, and she could be right now living and enjoying herself and playing with her friends and family. But no, she had a trifling ass mama who wanted to be in the streets, running around, partying and chasing in behind men. And just the thought of any man laying down with her, very scary. I'm drinking water right now, trying to stay hydrated. But there's people out there that like them kind. I mean, you got to think about these two. They picked each other. The only reason I think is they set up with the taping the what? I don't understand just that's what you're saying. That's right. She got off scot-free and prayed this doesn't. Oh, some vodka. Yeah, honey, I got that already. I got that already in the decanter. Some white juice. Yes, I do. He was going to let us know what he knows, but if you really looked at him, you should have picked up on that, what he was thinking, right? To call in. Thank you, baby. Yeah, he's, sorry about this. He's not telling everything. That's obvious. And I was kind of looking at him when he said something about the house boarded up. I said, well, maybe he don't know that it's been boarded up, all the windows. But I guess he's saying, I don't care. We got somebody watching, so it don't matter. He already said that. We got people watching, whatever, so it doesn't matter. Joel, he won't make a statement until they are ready to tell all the truth, and they are ready to charge all that are involved. Yes, Joel, that is true. That's what I believe. Because he knows he can't say anything. There's no way he could say it. Y'all would lose y'all mind if that man was to really tell y'all what he thought or what he had. He wouldn't get no rest. Y'all be beating that man's door down. He couldn't go to the grocery store. He couldn't do nothing. Y'all been got on an airplane and be beating that poor man's door down. Poor chief. I ain't lying. If they have confiscated their phones, why have they not released an updated picture in the media? Well, the phones have been released back to them. For those in the chat that do not know, their phones have been given back to them. That was already said in the video with the chief in the interview. The police tapped their house in case they come back in, tap their house. Well, they probably did. Well, he might be tired of answering questions. That Wong gave it to him, though. That boy was asking some really good questions. He kept on asking. Who do you think wears the pants, by the way, Trezelle or Jacqueline? I don't know. I think it might be Trezelle because I think he's cut her off a few times in conversation, over speaking her. So I think he's the head knocker. I guess he was the possum too when he said he didn't know the reward was $100,000. Well, I thought that was interesting too. Miss Jackson said, Mia said she do. I don't know who wears the pants. I think they're probably evenly yoked. What I said about sociopaths, they attract other sociopaths. He said in so many words that they are looking at those two devils. Yeah, basically. They are evenly yoked, just like the two that just killed the baby in South Carolina. They're evenly yoked. Satan spawns. That's what all these people are. So even if they met 5 years ago, 10 years ago, they had something in them already breeding, and they were attracted to that. Amy said he's out there daily and she cannot control herself. What? He has not seen one police. I don't know together. Jacqueline looks like angry one. She cannot control herself. I don't know. I think, as I just said, I think they're both sinister. I think they're both sinister. I think they're both evenly yoked. I think they both feed off of one another. I think if one was cursing at the kid, the other one would join. If one was punching them, pushing them, the other one would join. I don't see one was like, now don't do that. Leave him alone. You're going to hurt him. Nah. I believe both would take punches. Probably did. Who's to say they ain't broke the other baby's leg? Y'all better stay woke out there. Now, one went with a leg fractured, but who's to say? That baby could have been walking on crutches for all we know. We don't know anything. The only people that really know the shape of those kids before they got gone are the grandparents. Did you hear her mama was whining that people were harassing their apartment complex so Jacqueline couldn't shower at her house? She ain't got no business there. The way she went and tried to blame the Bio family for. Well, all I'm going to say is this. I don't know who's running the apartment complex, who's the manager, but something is wrong with you all letting them. Yes, stay woke. I don't know why these people would let these two heathens stay on the property. Now, one could say, well, you can't tell me my son and daughter-in-law can't visit or whatever. They ain't done nothing. They ain't been arrested. She'll get some prison. No, she won't be getting a lot of showers in prison. They only let you bathe a few days a week in prison, honey. Don't drop the soap. Well, she might like it. I don't know. Them two might like a little menage a trois. I don't put nothing past them two demons. I really don't. I don't put nothing past Trezelle and they said Nicole. I don't put nothing past them two heathens. They probably into all kind of kinky stuff. You see, they had all them liquor bottles in the garbage can. They probably was into all kind of stuff. She doesn't need to. She can sit in the filth that she is. Well, it would probably be better than living with Trezelle if she goes to jail. Probably. One of them probably trying to break free now. I won't doubt it. Come out that night to say their boys were missing because they could have kept quiet. Yes, they could have kept quiet. And I know some of you may think that's cruel what I'm saying, but you have to remember we're talking about two diabolical people. So there has to be a reason why they had filed the report. Some shit was getting ready to jump off, excuse my language. Something was about to hit the fan. So they had to go and report the kids. Now, what that is, I don't know. But what you have to ask yourself, just from what we've seen, It doesn't seem like they ever had the children anytime recently. So that leads you to believe that something was jumping off to where they had to report them missing. Why? What is it? What is it? I don't know. Because her daughter can't shower. Where are y'all hearing this mess about this shower stuff? Y'all killing me. 62 in the room, 41 thumbs up. Thanks for joining the queen. No super chats. If you want to donate to the channel, Cash App, $, Big Angie 129. Thank you so much for your support and new subscribers. Oh, AV Watchman. Okay. I'm going to have to go back in because there was one of the videos I was watching. I think it was AV News Crew. He was sitting in his car, if I'm not mistaken. I think that was him. I got to finish that one. I'll check it out. I'll check it out. I heard the manager at apartments is related to her mother. Okay, I had heard something about that too. The manager's related. Well, and that might be why everybody's living on the property like a bunch of little Indians, you know, all of them sleeping around each other like a bunch of rats. Somebody ought to throw a block of cheese out there. See if they come out. You know, rats likes cheese. They like cheese a lot. Let's throw them some cheese out there. Yeah, I said that. I don't feel nothing for them. I think it's a story the kids were sick that someone was started getting suspicious about why they hadn't seen them all this time. Well, and that's why, you know, they weren't around a lot of people. Because somebody would have been talking. That's why I said it's probably been some talking going on. That's why they're out there where they're at. I feel like maybe CPS was going to do a follow-up visit, and they probably did. The block of cheese is $100,000. Well, it might be, but like I said, how you gonna get it? If y'all trying to come up with a scheme to get that money, y'all wanna bring the kids forward. Well, please do, because we want to see the babies anyway. We want to see the kids alive. We don't want to see them deceased. So just come on, bring the kids on. Once adoption is granted, it has to be finalized, usually 6 to 9 months later, CPS visits, and then it's normally finalized. Well, my thing is the fact that they still give adoptive parents a stipend or whatever for adoptive children. I could see them still coming around a little while after the adoption is final because they're giving you money. And they said they give that money up until 18 years of age. So frankly, the state can say, we can come by when we want because we're still paying you, although you legally own them, but we're still paying you. Stay woke. If they still had 2 foster children, wouldn't the worker still need to do visits? Yep. If that's true, see, we don't even know what's true or not. Because the brother was alluding to the fact that the 4 children were adopted and 2 were biological. Now, the guy interviews the chief, and the chief says, no, 2 are biological and 2 are foster. The 2 that's left are foster. So I don't know what to believe. That's why I keep telling you all, I don't take nothing serious about this case because things keep changing from day to day. Different stories. They do come check once in a while for the kids. Okay, well, that's why I said, who's to say that they don't come check for the children once you've legally adopted them? Because the state is still giving you a stipend when they don't have to. You've adopted them. That was your choice. So the state legally don't have to give you money for the kids you adopted. Just saying. So if they're giving you even just a couple of $100 for the adopted ones, I can see them still saying, well, that's our catch. You didn't have to pay anything for these kids. We let you get them for free legally, but we'll give you a couple of $100 and we'll slide in whenever we feel like it. Even swap ain't no swindle. Always remember that. It's like a mini Los Angeles as far as the crimes go. Well, it's probably going to be like that. You know, people tend to go places that's ducked off and hide out, do their little, devious stuff. They do stuff over here, and then when they think their trail is hot, they got somebody on their trail, they go somewhere low key where it's not a lot of people, no big population. People have been doing it for years. Required to go to school, and they do check and see if the kids go to doctors. Well, my understanding is that she was homeschooling them. So what you talking about? Together we break chains. I hear that they were homeschooled. So which ones were homeschooled? All of them or what? See, that's another way to get away with harming your kids, not having them go to regular school. Nobody gets to see anything that you're doing to them. You understand what I'm saying? You don't have to send them to the doctor. Even though the state probably pay you the little state medical. But it's still up to you if you want to send your kids. You understand what I'm saying, to the doctor or not? 61 in the room, 42 thumbs up. Thanks for joining me in this early morning. I'm 1 hour in. I thank you all for joining me. Well, that's really what that's all that was on my mind. I just wanted to bring you all that story about the little girl in South Carolina and then talk to you about this search. Yes, so many children who have died or abused are homeschooled. Yes, that was in the article I brought you. And I think that's pretty sad. That's why he says he has 4 children, not 6, because 2 are foster kids. Well, you shouldn't be describing them like that anyway. 2 this, 2 that, 2 that. That's stupid. Who thinking putting fudge and lashes on a new van? Girl, stop. Your adopted sons are missing. Just bless, please stop. You're going to make me pee on myself. Well, speaking on trafficking, he going to get it translated and released. Okay. ADP said they moved to that house because they wanted to be off the grid. Check out Queen Sorrell on YouTube. Okay. You all are so funny. I saw that little quick view of them eyelashes. I said, well, honey, she ain't had nothing better to do what she called. They need to get people to go check families who do homeschool. Yeah, they do. But that's why I think a lot of people homeschool. And it's not to throw shade to people who want to homeschool. Hi, Meme. How you doing? Mimi. I just think a lot of people just don't want people in their business. You have a lot of radical mind people out here, radical thinking people. You have people who's against the government. And those are usually the people that's with all that radical religion, radical thinking. You know, they're the ones that's always crying about being gun rights owners, just combative. And they're usually the ones who go ham when something jumps out that they don't like. They're the first ones that want to go crazy, storm the Capitol, riot, run around in front of government buildings crying and moaning about my rights, my rights. Just foolishness. Just a bunch of buffoons with nothing to focus on. And you have a lot of people like that in America. They are just lonely, miserable vessels, and they don't have no focus on nothing. And I just look at them. I sit back, honey, with my stiff drink, my popcorn, my potato chips, and I just looks at you and just shakes my head. Because there's something wrong with you. It's a lot. There's some crazy people in this country. Buffoons. Oh, my brother's listening, and that's his favorite word. Just a buffoon. She's a toddler's cousin. What you talking about? Anybody want to call in before I decide to check out of here? Because I'm not going to be doing long lives. I'm like to shorten my lives so people can enjoy, watching the commentary without, watching 3-4 hours. That's way too long. I can't do that anymore. The grandparents on both sides need to be in the hot seat. Well, yeah, Joelle, they probably adopted the boys so they wouldn't have to be questioned by the state. Right, Joelle, and that's what I think. That's what I think too. I agree with you, Joelle, on that 100%. I think that's what they thought. But that ain't how it went down. And they should know the rules because they've been dealing with foster care for a couple of years. So they should know all the rules, and they should have asked, well, what's your criteria about when we adopt the kids? What happens after that? You're supposed to ask that if that's your hustle and you trying to do something devious. Don't you ask? These people are... They're just some grimy ass folks. Golly. And now this story here in South Carolina with this little baby doll. She gone at 3 years old. They done beat that baby to sleep. I'm sick of these folks. I'm sick of these people and these kids, man. Something has got to give with killing these kids. It's got to stop. It's got to stop. Anybody want to call the queen, give your comment? Call me on IG, Big Sexy 71. Weigh in. I'm 1 hour in, and not one person has called in. I just say don't even mention y'all calling because y'all don't say nothing. Give me no comments or nothing. I don't know what's going on with y'all. Hello. Oh, Marshall sent me a text. Sorry for the late text. Check out YouTube page. Okay. A West family member, if you haven't already. She's cousin of the boys. Just found it. Oh, I think I watched her briefly. Marshall. I'm sick of all this mess, quite frankly. Sick of all of it. 666. Yeah, this is a sad world. We acting like the folk on the dating site. Look, I hope not. I had enough of them too. Mildred was schooling me in the comment section, talking about that one little dude. He's wanting an evil woman. Well, he can't get an evil woman because I'm trying to live right. So he best get on by him, get him some business. Get him some business. Well, y'all don't want to call in. Give me your commentary. What you think about the child in South Carolina being murdered, and what do you think about the chief of police sending the people there to search the home again? People are mad. Well, I don't know why y'all mad. Why some of you mad at the police? Why y'all mad at the chief of police? Next Friday, January 29th, is my birthday. Next week. Yes, the queen will be 50. I got to hurry up and figure out something to do. In my name is communities hand in hand. I'm an everyday shenanigans harlot. Okay. Thank you, dear. Thank you. Yes, I wish it was warmer in Chicago, but that's where I'm thinking about heading. When I tie up some of my business here, I may be filming from Chicago. The chef looked like he has aged 10 years since this case. Yeah, he looks a little I don't want to be nasty. Maybe a little weary. Yes, Chi-Town. That's my home. I'm looking forward to going to visit. Like I said, as soon as I tie up some things here, I'm going to go. Thank you so much, Monica. Thank you. I'm going to be going to visit, hopefully. Like I said, when I tie up some things here, I'll probably go up there and visit. I saw that little video, that thing he had up. That's where my husband is from. Okay. Yeah, I'm going up there and chill for a little while. Just so long as I don't get COVID, I'm good. Who was calling them? Yes, I see. Oh, you're from Gary? Wow, small world. I'm scared to go to Chicago. The news done scared me. Yeah, it's a bad situation. My sister-in-law was telling me that today. She says, I got this truck. I don't drive it nowhere. Just sit still. Because I was asking her about how expensive the gas was for her truck. She's like, well, I don't move it. And I just thought, oh, my God, you're kidding me. And I don't want to go to Chicago and I can't go anywhere because that's my home. And I want to go around. I want to eat out. I want to see stuff. But if there's nothing, nobody got anything open, I don't know what to do. Just crazy. Eat. Yeah. Something I don't need to do. Mouth sauce. Ain't that the truth? Yes, on the chicken wings. Don't y'all start. Give me some house chicken. I have a list of things I get when I go to the Shy Honey. I always get me a thing of shrimp fried rice. I always get me a I'm trying to think. This sandwich, I can't even think. It's Polish sausage. Sometimes I get a Polish. Dang. I'm trying to think of my sandwich. Yeah, Garrett popcorn. I do like to give you some Garrett popcorn. I can't think of my sandwich. I'm trying to think of the sandwich in my head and won't. I might give me a gyro. I can't think right now. She says home run in. Okay. Yeah, I always get some pizza. Pizza's good. Now I'm super hungry. But Chicago's known for everything. That's just a city known for good eating. That's why the people so big, because they got too many places to eat. I just had a birthday on the 17th and flew for the first time to Florida. It was a present from my son. Oh, that sounds nice, Sarah. Hey, Sarah, how you doing? Yeah, I love my shrimp fried rice. When I touch down, I always got to get that. Oh, I think I was Italian beef. That's what I was trying to say. I couldn't think of it at the time. Shrimp fried rice, Italian beef. Those are my first two things I get when I touch down soil. I got to have it. I got to have me shrimp fried rice and me Italian beef sandwich. Oh my gosh. Oh, the pizza puff. What you know about that, man? You better shut up. Girl, you better shut up. Now you gonna make me cry up here. Not the pizza puff. Yes, the pizza puff. I remember those days running up there on 51st and King Drive. I'd get me one when I would come from, Tennessee and go visit. I always get me a pizza puff. That's why I said all that stuff. Clark Care Arteries. Oh, I seen the Phantom of the Opera. Oh, that sounds nice. Oh, wow. We having a party. Yes. I think that would be nice, though, to go visit for a while, change my scenery up, film from somewhere else different. That's why I can't wait till the weather breaks and I can go up there and film out in the city. I will film out with a mask on, of course, but just go somewhere in the park and sit and film alive so you all can see me somewhere else besides the high 10, because that's going to be my my next venture is to go back home for a while and visit Navy Pier. Yes, that's why I love the city. I hate that it's crime ridden. You know what I'm saying? Right now, for some of you who don't know, they've had 144 carjackings since this year, and we're just still in the month of January. So that's a lot of people committing crimes, carjacking. I don't know what the problem is. This new thing they're doing, carjacking, but it's really sad. It's depressing. And that takes away the enjoyment for the people who live there because they're afraid they're going to be in their car somewhere, going or coming, and somebody's going to come up and beat them up and steal their car keys. It's sad. So what you do is you don't put your keys to your door, to your house on the same key ring as your car, which I told myself that's a lot of key wrangling. It's a beautiful city, Amy. It's a beautiful city. Chicago's a beautiful city. To me, I think it has some wonderful things to do there. It's just, as I state, it's a city. It gets cold, and it has more crime now. But other than that, warm months, it's a wonderful place to be. Lot of fine dining, corner dining, just beautiful places to go, to the museums if you're into that type of thing. I love the museum downtown. I love the art museum. I love Chicago. I'm not attached to it as I was, of course, a long time ago when I was younger, but I still don't mind visiting, and I try to have a good time, when I go. I haven't been in the city for many years. What, Joelle, really? Why not? Now, Joelle, how you live near Chicago and don't go into the city for nothing, not even to shop? Oh, don't stop. Look, because I know when I go up there, I'm getting ready I'm going to carry me a duffel bag just for shoes. I'm going to spend all my money. I'm serious. I'm going to spend all my money on me some shoes. I'm going to try to bring back every color pair of shoes I can find. And then who knows? If I get jiggy, I might tell y'all I've moved back home. So I'll be filming from the Chi. Who knows? Who knows? I don't live in the city. Well, you told me, Joel, you didn't live in the city. Do the BDs and GDs really run the whole city? I don't know. They got so many probably little branches of gangs now because they got little gangs I've never even heard of. I mean, what it is they're broke off from the major gangs. You know what I'm saying? Like the Gangster Disciples. I'm sure they got little extensions now because you got a lot of young people that are into, gangs. So I think they've broken off into these, what I call little groups. Best way to describe it. Look, I'm not trying to find out. I don't want to know. I don't want to know because these little young folks here in the high 10, they've been getting jiggy pretending they gang affiliated, and they have just been terrorizing Knoxville. I mean, every day, week, it's a shooting. It's getting really bad. What's my Cash App? My Cash App is $ Big Angie 129. If you want to donate to the channel, thank you very much. No super chats during the live. YouTube takes a portion of that money, so I don't want you all, donating to money that's going to get chipped into. Because I didn't know. As I stated, I'm learning all this new stuff. So like I tell people, it's not no big deal because I don't live off of YouTube anyway. I do not. 1 hour and 17 minutes in. If you like to call in to give me your comments, are you still going to look into doing PayPal? I don't know. I have to read on it and see how long it takes to get the card and all that. I might do that. I guess it might help. I see some other people have PayPal. I guess it wouldn't hurt. I'll look into it later today. Check it out. Well, is anybody going to call me? Nitra, you want to call in? Since these other people act like they scared. Nitra's the only one to call in besides her and Miss Marie. I don't know where Miss Marie is. She usually would call in. PayPal, you get all the proceeds, I think. Well, my Cash App, look, I get all the proceeds of that Cash App. You send me $10, I get my 10. Oh, you said you don't need a card. Okay, well, how would I get the money? Just an email address with PayPal. Oh, really? Okay, but still, how would you get the money is what I'm saying. Can I get your app straight? What you mean, Sarah? I don't understand what you're saying. I don't understand what you're saying about your email. What's your email gonna pay? Hold on. Hello? Hello?
Oh, hi. Miss Queen.
Who is this?
Hi, this is Mimi.
Hi, Mimi. How are you? I've got Mimi on the phone, you guys.
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm great. I got a caller, you guys. Mimi is in the chat. She's decided to call. Finally, somebody called 1 hour and 19 minutes in. Okay. Tell me what you feel about the little girl that got murdered in South Carolina and also the house being searched in Cal City.
Well, I personally feel like those kids never, ever made it to the new house.
Okay. We'll start with the first story. My first story with the little girl. Start with that one first, if you don't mind.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, what was the little girl? What was the first one you said? I'm sorry.
You know what? I'm going to spank you. The little girl in South Carolina, she was just murdered by her adoptive mother and father. You ain't checked? You didn't check it?
No. You know what? No, ma'am. I'm so sorry.
Okay. I'm getting names all mixed up. Okay. Well, go ahead. Well, you need to check that. A little girl just got murdered by her adoptive parents. She was 3 years old in South Carolina. They beat her to death.
Oh, I'm going to have to check in on that story.
Yeah.
I normally follow you.
Yeah, her name is Victoria.
Stories. Yes, ma'am.
It was 2 other kids, too. They had a total of 3 adoptive children. So naturally, I'm sure the other 2 have been put back into foster care.
Wow.
Okay, well, go ahead and say what you got to say, baby.
Well, yeah, but I just feel like those kids, Orrin and the other one, I feel like they just never made it to the new address at all.
Okay.
But my thing of it is like, what happened to all of the wellness checks? You know, even before like the adoption was final.
Mm-hmm.
You know, doctor's appointments and you know, and things like that. Like, you know, I just feel like the children's services dropped the ball with these children.
Okay.
You know, they weren't following up on these kids.
Okay.
And, you know, and Jacqueline and Trezell, they weird people altogether.
Why you say that?
Because, like, you know, okay, the COVID is out. Okay, true enough. but letting your kids go outside to play, even with masks on, you know, even if you don't want them to interact with other kids, like your kids should still be able to go outside. To me, the only people that do that is people that have something to hide.
Okay.
You know, and as far as like that cop, the chief or whatever, you know, I just don't feel like he's staying up to date with everything that's going on. And I don't know. I just don't know why it's taking them so long to do what they need to do. Like, you're not going to get any more evidence, you know, because ain't nobody spotted the kids. You know, so now at this point, it's like, what are you guys waiting for?
Okay.
You know?
So you saying you're disappointed in the case, or what?
Yeah, I'm very disappointed. I mean, you know, I'm disappointed in them taking so long. I'm disappointed in, you know, children's services. I mean, because children's services, I mean, you know, they're supposed to be here, you know, to protect the children, to reunite families, you know, but a lot of the time, children's services, they don't care. You know, because, like, me, for instance, like, I can remember having nieces and nephews that weren't being taken care of. I reached out to children's services. You know what I'm saying? Children's services never did anything.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, I don't have faith in...
What state, what city and state are you in?
I'm in Youngstown, Ohio.
Okay, Ohio, okay.
Yes, ma'am. You know, so, you know, then people wonder, you know, why they don't have faith in the system, you know, because they've either seen somebody else be let down, you know, by the system, so therefore that kind of, you know, shakes your belief or your stance, you know, and having faith in them.
Okay.
You know, so I think they jumped the gun of taking those kids away from the mom. You know, like, if somebody...
Who the biological mother?
Yeah, you know, I feel like if someone who was watching them broke that baby's leg, or if they didn't break it, you know what I'm saying? It was an accident, but they say it's the hardest bone in the body to break. But where's that person? Why is that person not being held accountable for the injury to the child? You know, and what happened to... I mean, now, if they wanted her to do drug counseling, but refused it because she had a marijuana card,
okay.
You know, I mean, she's done everything that she was supposed to do, so why did they not give her kids back?
Well, so that's why I was curious about it, because I felt like there's something missing, because it's odd that allegedly her sister had the kids. Then a friend had it, the one that's standing beside her in the news interview. Then they go to the West family. So then you don't find that odd, all these different people related to her had the kids?
Yeah, and the fact that they weren't able to keep them.
Right, and that's why I tell people to always look at the whole story, because I don't think a person really wants to admit to the public, hey, I had people that were just as unfit as that I'm deemed that had my kid, because I just don't understand why the state would just keep taking them from one person after the other. That's odd to me. That's just too odd.
Right, and then why would they, in my opinion, why would they first put them kids with somebody that has 9 kids? Or 7, or however many kids she had.
I don't know. I mean, maybe it was supposed to be like temporary. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you know how sometimes it's a lot of people at a person's house, but they go in and put them there because they don't want to just put them. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. With family, right? But I think I think they didn't care for the fact that lady had that many kids, and we don't know what else they found out in investigating about those kids. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, with her and her kids, because you don't never know what could have came about that they found out with her, and maybe something was said about how she was raising her kids. See, you don't never know.
Right. Yeah, but she did look a little out. Well, let me stop. Let me not.
Don't you say it. Look, I didn't say nothing. I'm just listening. Oh, Jesus, well. Oh, Lord.
The kids said, the kids have been gone to the fact to where they can't reenact any kind of hurtness or remorse. You know what I'm saying? Because this has been done.
Yeah. Wow. So how long do you think the children have been gone, baby?
I think these kids have been gone since the beginning of the COVID.
Okay. Why do you think that?
Because they knew that with the COVID, there was not going to be house checks. Doctor's appointments were put off. You know what I'm saying? If you didn't have an emergency, you weren't probably going to be able to go to a doctor's appointment.
Yeah.
Or they were over the phone, the appointments and things like that. So they knew that with the COVID, there was going to be minimum contact, and that this was the time to do what they wanted to do. But it's sad because there is nothing that these two little kids could have done
right.
to deserve what they got.
So do you think this was already a plan, or they decided to go ahead and use COVID for the plan? When do you think the plan came into motion? Or was it a plan? Was it something accidental? What do you think?
I think it was, you know what, it can't be, it can't be accidental because, you ask, okay, yeah, you lose your temper.
With one,
right.
You
turn around and do it to the other one.
Yeah.
I think that they might have sold them kids.
Okay. So you think it was human trafficking or just some type of illegal adoption?
Yeah, I really do think so. Because, and then like you said, they don't even have steady incomes.
Yeah.
So how would you get these kids? You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. To me, it's just so many layers.
Right, yeah. Variables is what I tell everybody. It's too many variables that you can come up with where they could have gone, who could have got rid of. Let me tell you something that somebody said to me, and I don't mean to cut you off, and I think everybody in the chat needs to hear this. Somebody had said this, I don't know, it was on somebody else's channel or where. Somebody said, who's to say that they got the kids illegally? Shut your mouth.
I think they did too.
Somebody said that. I don't know whose channel that was on I was watching or in somebody's comment box. But honey, I tell you, my eyes about rolled back in my head when I heard that. I said, well, damn, I ain't think about that. Somebody said, I think those kids got handed to them by somebody. I said, whoa, I ain't think about that.
The only reason why that sounds feasible is because, listen, I have an 8-year-old niece, and that's being raised by her sister because the mother just dumped off all 7 of her kids. She didn't want to be a mama anymore.
Okay.
So the 8-year-old that's with the sister, she didn't want her anymore.
Okay.
And I'm like, damn, So anyway, so I'm like this. I'm not going to let any of my relatives go into foster care. I'm not going to do it. Like, I would step up because I would want somebody to step up for mine, even though my kids are grown, way grown, but, I told my niece, I'm like, listen, I'm more than happy to take her, but we have to do this the legal way. I said, because I'm not going to be arguing with the mama. I'm not going to be arguing with my brother.
Right.
I'm not going to be arguing with nobody. So she was like, but the caseworker, she be on some wishy-washy stuff. And when she made that known to me,
like what? Did she explain herself when she said that? Did she explain herself what she meant?
Well, yeah, that just basically that that we ain't got to worry about doing it legally because the caseworker, be on some illegal stuff. So she made that known to me.
Oh, Lord.
So that therefore reinforced my stance where if we ain't gonna do this legitimately, I'm out. You know what I'm saying? So it's been a year now, and I don't have the niece. I love her, but I'm washing my hands because I'm not doing nothing if it's not going to be done right and with a paper trail.
Now, where is she now?
So these caseworkers, they be doing stuff that ain't right either, and I just hope that for other kids to come, that they are held accountable.
So where is your niece now?
She's still with her. She's still with her sister.
Okay.
But it's sad though because like out of them 7 kids, one is in prison now for 14 years.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the kids I was gonna try to get was 2 boys, which would have been her brothers.
Okay.
But they was lying to children's service about she don't let us do nothing and all of this. I'm like, when you come from school, you got homework.
Yeah.
And then after homework, you only got a limited amount to do whatever else. Because in this house, there are rules, there's structure. I know you have come from where there's no structure, but that's how this house is ran.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And and then the mother's sister tried to come in my house and snatch the boy out. I had to call the police. But anyway, I said, I don't have time for that drama.
And it can be drama if the kids are wayward, because I do know somebody who had a situation with their stepchildren, and they didn't get along with the father, because naturally they didn't want this man in their house as the father, and he probably was a little strict on them, but to call CPS to say he hit them or put their hands, that's why I was asking, did you put your hands on them? Because, I know a man could be more stern and you can grab a kid harder than you think.
Right.
But I knew once they call, that's it. They're in your life. They're in your business. And
I mean, my kids, my 2, because I have 3, my 2 younger ones, oh girl, they gave me the blues when they was coming up. And I ain't gonna lie, I called Children's Services one day and was like, y'all need to come get these kids. Listen.
You called and told me to come get your kids.
Yeah, I had an overnight bag at juvenile. Okay, that's just how, because I was one of them parents, you want to be disrespectful? 911. If you don't want to listen to my rules, there's some rules that you're going to abide by. You know what I'm saying? And basically, like, damn, I forgot where I was going with that thought.
They were unruly. You were saying you left a bag. You left a bag to let them know that if you want to be unruly, you can't stay here.
Right. You know what I'm saying? And, that lady caseworker came in. She looked around. She was like, well, everything looks good. I don't see no reason. I said, what about me? You know what I'm saying? Protect me from these kids, but you know what? But I don't regret anything. My kids are 31, 33, and 35. Perfect. Well-rounded adults. No trouble since. You know what I'm saying? But
what was the issue? Did they just didn't want to mind, or so they were talking back? What were they doing?
Well, being a father, was together for 14 years. But after a while, he had his own issues. And I was like, you know what, I'm done. If y'all don't know who y'all dad is after 14 years, too bad for y'all. But, I was at this point, a single working mom. And, and I had rules. So they was like trying to sneak out or different things like that. You know what I'm saying? And,
wow.
So they went through those phases and I went through them with them. But my thing of it is, if kids are going to mess up, I'd rather for them to mess up as minors, because once you're 18, your mess ups, you go to jail.
Yeah, you're on your own. You're on your own.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, it worked out great in the end. But, but I just can't imagine nobody hurting these kids.
Mm-hmm. Well, I believe somebody did. But I believe they did. I believe they hurt the kids.
Yeah. I mean, why not just make that call and be like, you know what, I can't do this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And give the kids back.
Yeah, but I think that's what leads people such as myself, some of us think, that's why they got them in the first place, because their reasoning for getting the children was malicious. So nothing ever mattered about being wayward, acting up, sick, starvation, whatever reasons y'all think. I think they got those kids to milk the system as long as they could. And perhaps they did become a little bit too much to handle, one or two. I don't know. But I think they murdered those kids. I do. Now I hope that one day they'll find them. They're alive.
Yeah.
But right now, the fact that there's no trail and it's so cold, ice cold, I feel like those kids been deceased. They're deceased and they've been deceased for some time.
Right. But I want them to put these two psychos. But you know what? But I'm thinking this branches out. You know what I'm saying? I think that brother who was
Jamal, the one on the medium side,
he got something to do with it.
Right.
You know, I just think there's a lot of people that
the mouthpiece.
have information.
He's the mouthpiece.
That know that these kids been gone.
Oh yeah. The immediate family knew. The ones in that Bakersfield area, they knew. Whoever was the closest, the mothers, grandmothers, they knew something was up. They knew they may not have known they were dead, but they knew they were gone. I put it like that.
Right.
They knew they were gone.
Right. Now let me ask you this, because this kind of was weird to me.
Okay.
So did you see that yesterday they supposedly shut down that hotel in Bakersfield?
I've heard some stuff. I have not gone in to watch the video yet of the actual raid or whatever that took place.
But I think it's just weird though how all of a sudden in Bakersfield, I mean, out of all places.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Well, you never know what's tied into these kids' disappearance. Who's to say that this allegation or whatever was going on with this place, it could be tied into these children? We're not going to know until they keep investigating and see what they come up with.
Right, but it's just weird that it's in the same
town,
city,
where they came from,
town, and it was behind trafficking. It's just weird.
I know what you're saying.
What I'm saying? Like, it's weird, like if maybe somebody is starting to talk. I don't know.
Well, it could be. But see, this is what I always tell people. Just because you don't hear somebody telling the news something, it doesn't mean that somebody hasn't called or told the police or FBI something. And it has been known, it has been said by the chief that they get up to at least 20 tips a day. So you really don't know who's calling that man, telling him something.
Right.
We just don't hear it.
So how much longer do you think it's going to be before they...
I don't know. I'm telling you the truth. I was just hoping here soon, after he spoke 2 times with the young lady and now that one guy, I was hoping like here in the next couple of days, because as Duty Ron said on his channel the other night, he said they ought to have some evidence back by now. Something. Not all, but something. And I think it's so interesting. He had to say that the day before this speech, the second interview with this guy. And I just thought what he said that was so odd to me, that he said there ought to be some evidence back by now. So here comes that comment from Duty Ron. He's all the way on the East Coast. Then here comes the chief talking to Mr. Wong in the interview. Now here comes the next day. Here comes this raid. All that just seems very odd. It is peculiar.
Right, you see AV newsman, he pissed.
Yeah, he's a little ripe. Yes. He's a little ripe. Yes.
Oh yeah, he got something, and people understand, like, your gut tells you stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it ain't even your gut, it's your Holy Spirit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, something ain't right, and like you said, it could be a cover-up bigger than what we know. Well,
it could be, and some people feel like it is. Some people feel like it's some higher-ups involved, or who knows if it's like a chain of people, involved in trafficking. It could be anything, because you don't really know what people do in the night, as I call it, the bump of the night. You just don't know what the hell people got going on.
Right, but like they say, everything that's done in the dark.
Oh, yes, it's going to come out, yes.
Get them covers pulled off of you. You know what I'm saying? So we just got to hope that, it happens. I hope that mother of the bio mom, I hope she's able to move forward. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because no matter, what she didn't do right or what she did do right, you know what I'm saying? Like, them is still her babies.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, this is still going to affect her. This is going to affect her family. But it's just weird how ain't nobody speaking out, though.
Okay. And that's what I don't understand. That's why I said, who is this guy This little tall, lanky ass Trezell West. Y'all act like he damn John Gotti or whoever's related to him know him. I just can't understand why nobody came out like week one to say something about it. I just think it was odd. I thought most friends, neighbors, people will sell you out for $5, let alone 25,000, then 30,000, now 80,000, now 100,000. Oh, somebody going in talking with a recorder on. You feel me?
Right.
And give the goods on something they know.
Right. But it's just weird how everything is just, just hushed up. And
Hushed up, yeah.
They're not even wanting to look for them kids. Like,
well, they told on themselves. But they told on themselves.
Yeah, that was one of my kids, which is grown, or one of my two grandsons, wouldn't nobody be able to stop me from looking for mine. I'd be ready to fight.
Right.
Somebody got in my way to stop me from looking for mine. You know what I'm saying? I'm going through, over, around, up, under, whatever to look for mine. So they're guilty. They know they're guilty. And we just need to pray for all of this to be uncovered.
It's just sickening. I'm ready for it to end because it's starting to affect people and everybody's starting to get jiggy with other people. And it's just, somebody said this doesn't sound like he was close with anyone, that he kept himself. Thank you, Miss Angels. That's what I wanted to say. That I feel like they led a certain type of life. That's why nobody has come forward, because they didn't fool with anybody. And they didn't fool with anybody for a reason. Whatever that reason is. Right. And that's what I believe. That they've been doing frivolous shit and they knew to keep their circle closed off so as to nobody can go repeat anything and give the 411.
Right. Do you think that Jacqueline is scared of Trezell?
I don't know. I'd have to see them interact a little bit more, because you really couldn't tell with the mask and her swaying, and he did most of the talking. She did most of the nodding like a little kid. But I still think they both feed off each other. Either way, I still believe they feed off of one another, no matter what. No matter if he is abusive or what, I think they're both in the shit together. And that's just how I feel about it.
But I wonder what actually made them make this call finally.
Well, I think somebody got the run in their mouth. Something jumped off here shortly. I don't know if it's CPS. I don't know if it was a nosy neighbor from Bakersfield. I don't know if it's something legal with paperwork or documentation. It could be doctors. Could have been a doctor visit. Could have been a follow-up from a doctor's visit. Do you see where I'm going?
Yeah.
It could be anything.
Yeah.
Or it could be the fact that the brother comes in from Washington and he knew he didn't have the two kids to show. Who, you just don't know. Could be other relatives were coming to meet up for Christmas. There was a week of Christmas.
Right. And then, why would you send the 4 and not the 2 with them? I mean, it ain't like they infants. They're toddlers. A real grandmother can handle her grandchildren.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Your toddlers, you give them something to do so they can sit down. You give them a snack so they can sit down. There's ways to have watched all of them.
Well, you got to remember something. That's their version of what he gave when the auntie was screaming and hollering out there in front of the interview. That's his version. There's no way in hell I believe anything that came out his mouth during that interview. That's why I keep trying to tell everybody. Why would you believe anything he had to say when they don't even have any evidence that the children were ever there? So why would you believe that the kids was there and the other ones were sent to the grandmama's house? Yeah, them kids was at the grandmama's house because they been going there. These 2 been long gone. He just made that shit up. I'm telling you, all that was a lie.
Right.
A damn lie.
Right. Then during that interview, Jacqueline was like, and this is why we didn't want to. But how can you expect people's emotions to be calm?
Well, see, she's showing you what she about. She's showing you. I don't think I heard that. I'm gonna have to go back and hear that again. But if that was said, she's still telling you who she is. I keep telling everybody to listen to what the people telling you. She's telling you this is how we feel. We didn't give a fuck about these kids. We never gave a fuck about them. That's why I said I didn't want to come outside because your ass is out here. Now, what decent person is going to say that, whether they adopt a family or not? It doesn't matter. You're coming out to talk to the public about your missing kids. So why would you get an attitude because these people are accusing you of doing something to these kids?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but watch that interview. She actually puts her hand up and was like, this is why we didn't want to come out. I don't know if she got to finish that last part of that sentence.
But it makes no sense to say that when you don't know them. Right. You don't know them. Right. So how could you assume what they were going to be like if you never met them and you never dealt with them? That's why I always tell people to watch what people say. The people have told us everything you need to know from the day they did that interview, from everything the chief said. They've already told on themselves that they are complicit in getting rid of those boys.
Right.
Because that's not a normal statement to make. Okay, you think about all the people that's gone missing in America. When did you ever hear anybody do what you just saw in that interview right there? When?
Right.
You've never heard people go back and forth like that during a live interview.
Right. When these people are expressing the correct emotions. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Y'all the only two that are emotionless. No emotions, and these families are making, the correct statements. So yeah, you're gonna expect these people to behave like this.
I don't think they was expecting. I don't think they was expecting the bio mom to come up. That's first and foremost. They weren't expecting Ryan Dean to show up early. Then she brought the cavalry with more relatives. They weren't expecting that. Then they could probably hear them outside cussing and fussing and going off. So they already knew what time of day it was just from looking out the window and hearing them.
Right.
Before the news people even showed up.
Right.
They knew, okay, they angry. Okay, I hear them out there cussing. Okay, I hear them saying we did something. So hell no, they didn't want to come outside. Why would they?
Right.
Well, Miss Angel said the fact that they changed the baby's names tell you something. Well, he was alluding to the fact that I own these kids. Yeah, I changed their names. I own them. But that still don't mean you love them. You didn't show any love and compassion during your interview. You didn't hug your wife. You didn't cry. She didn't cry. There was no holding hands. There was no hugging at the waist. The name stuff that you see when people go missing.
Right. He didn't even put his arm around her shoulder, nothing.
Well, because they never cared. They never cared. They got those kids as a means to an end. And I will go down in flames saying that. Because it's obvious to me that they were never taken in because they wanted children. You can look at her and see she got 2 young biological children. 9 times out of 10, just assuming there's nothing wrong with her ovaries or her womb. So she can probably carry some more children. I always tell people to stay woke. Why would you want these other fucking kids when you probably can still bear children?
Yep, for the money. That's it.
Yeah.
I mean, the money, but it's, but it's more, it's more to it than just getting the money. You got to actually love these kids, provide for these kids. So, like me, look, I don't care how much money they would. I thought about doing foster care, you know what I'm saying? But then I had grandkids, so I'm like, well, I don't need to do that because I got, grandkids that I can, focus my love and attention and money and time into, But even with my taking in my niece, I'm like, this is going to alter my life, and then I don't have any kids here, so what would she do?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like there's a lot of contributing factors, that you have to actually look at before you dive into this.
Yeah, but that's why it wasn't done for the right reasons. I think that's obvious at this point. 4 weeks in, no trace of the children. Originally, you gave old photos of the children. You never gave new photos. You never spoke again to the media. Allegedly, you've lowered up. So all that stuff is evident that you got the kids for facetious reasons.
Right. But in that one interview, she was like, the newer pictures are in her phone.
But that makes no sense. But that makes no sense. If I come to your house and you filed a report, first thing I'm going to ask you after getting the report is, do you have a picture?
Right.
So what the hell a new old phone got to do with anything?
Right.
Don't you have a phone with you? So wouldn't you show me the picture so I could upload it to the appropriate people?
Right.
You would show me a picture. So I don't understand what everybody talking about this old phone, new phone.
Right. But you know, they didn't care because everybody takes pictures. You know what I'm saying? These days, you know, if you love.
Well, let me ask you this: what was said about the phone? Let me hear again. What was said about the phone?
Okay. Somebody asked her about something about new pictures.
Because I heard her say something about I can't something because of the old phone or new. I can't remember. I have to hear the interview again.
Yeah, but she was saying something about the new pictures or something was in her phone that the police have. But that's a lie because if you had new pictures,
they all would be in there together.
Uh-huh.
All the pictures would be in there together.
Right.
That's what the Google is. You start from the top of the box. The first picture in your Google Photos is the last picture you fucking took.
Right.
So the pictures go in chronological order all the way down to the very bottom, which is the first picture you uploaded on your damn device.
Right. And my thing of it is, when the police came there that night when that call was made, you know, I'm not a police officer, but I believe that the protocol is going to be give us some pictures.
Yes, of course.
So they had the opportunity.
Thank you. Yes, that's what I've been telling everybody. That's what I've been telling everybody. All that bullshit about eeny, meeny, miny, mo, and cell phones is bullshit. That's the first thing I'm going to get from you. I'm not going to let you talk to me about your kids missing and not get a damn photo from you before I leave. What the fuck would I look like waiting for you to go find the fucking picture?
Right.
They're your kids. You the one filed the report, so I'm supposed to sit around and wait for you to call Pookie in New York for about a picture about your damn kids.
Right.
That makes no sense.
Right. And then there was a discrepancy in the actual time that they called the police. So there's a lot of discrepancy because from what they're saying is that call didn't come in until like 5:54. The actual 911 call, 5:54. So you know they was talking about it was like 4-ish, 5.
Yeah, about 4:30 to 5, between 4:30 and 5.
Right, so it's almost a whole hour unaccounted for.
Well, I guess they was playing and ducking around and moving dirt around in the backyard. I don't know what the hell he was doing.
Right.
And I don't understand that video either that AV Watchman uploaded a while ago when his head was bobbing up and down in that backyard. What was he doing? Because that's the night before the police came.
Right.
So what was he doing back there in their backyard?
Right. You know, and then for him to stand by a tree when they just flat out.
Well, where he messed up is he didn't know what his neighbors had as far as cameras on their house and doorbells. That's where he messed up. And that's on him because, like I said, you and this woman cooked up this scheme to get these kids, I believe, and then y'all cooked up this scheme for whatever reason that night to say that the kids got gone. And we already know if you look at the square footage of that house, from the patio to the gate, from the gate to the street, that would be too risky to even sit your car right there. You would see a person park their car because that's an empty lot. They say it's a public lot. So I would see you sitting there or standing there while I'm gathering wood or going in and out of the house. First thing I'd say is, hey, excuse me, what can I help you with? And I'd walk over to the gate and ask you, why you standing here? Why you lurking here? Why you parked here? That's why I know it's bullshit. And that's a nice distance from that gate to that concrete patio for you to walk and get two kids, say something to them, walk and carry both of them off. And still, you got to get out the gate. You got to come across that lot to the front street. You see where I'm going?
Right.
And you did that all on what? A foot, bicycle, trolley, red wagon,
right.
what?
And let's say the kids did shit. If the kids was being held captive, like it seems like they were, if them kids decided to walk out of that gate, which we know toddlers do things, but it's a freaking desert.
Yeah,
so
you're going to see them for miles. It wouldn't matter. You're going to see them for miles. But you're going to see them for miles walking. It don't matter if you're 5 feet tall or you're 6 feet tall.
Right. So it's all a big lie. And then why even move to that godforsaken place?
Because you had some shit on your back. Excuse my language.
And ain't it kind of odd that they would use the term getting off of the grid?
Yeah, well, all their talk is street people talk. I keep telling everybody, this ain't nothing but a street Negro. How it played out. Hitting corners. Why? Who talks like that? And you talking about some kids missing?
Yeah, but you know what? But it seemed like he used that term when somebody that okay. So let's say you talking to somebody, and hey, why do you want to move out here? You're not going to say, well, I want to move off the grid. You'd be like, well, I've researched this place. I think it might be somewhere.
But you would say that, but look, you would say that if you, but he's guilty.
With like some reasoning.
Yeah, but this is what I keep telling y'all.
Not say be off the grid.
But what I'm trying to explain to everybody, this is one thing nobody thinks about. They are talking in the tense of the shit that they were doing to the kids. That's why when they talk, it comes off jacked up because they are talking in the manner of when they last dealt with those kids. They are still in the mindset of, I got to get rid of these damn babies. You understand what I'm saying? So that's why he used all that terminology of getting off the grid, hitting corners. He's still living in that moment of when he actually knocked those kids off. That's why he used the word rambunctious, because that was his reason. Fuck these kids. They getting on my nerve. Woo, woo, woo. You feel me? He was talking as if he was in the moment when he last was with those kids. I always felt like that.
Right. And not once did they say, I hope the kids are okay and, we really miss them and, just no genuine.
And you're supposed to talk personal to the kids as if they're alive. You say, hey, I want you all to understand that little Johnny likes this. And you're supposed to make a person identify with the child. If you think a human took the child, you're supposed to make the kidnapper think, you know what I mean? Another way of the child. If you had any common sense, a decent person would. If I think a human got my kids, I want him to identify with my children. Right. That's what you're supposed to do.
And not once did they mention
their names. Yeah.
The one kid has a hearing impediment, so just no kind of personal
connection, because there never was a connection. That's why I said, that's why we know they didn't take the kids out of love. They took the kids as a means to make money, because you're standing here. This is your opportunity to try to get your kids back. You're gonna say anything you can about these kids in a positive light, in case somebody took the kids, which that's what we're supposed to assume. You want them to have a positive light about these kids to make them change their mind and bring the kids back.
Right.
But you don't describe what they look like. You don't describe what they had on. You don't describe them positive. You don't, like you say, you don't say, hey, I miss you all. We're going to be miserable without you. Your brothers and sisters miss you. Our whole family is beside ourselves. Please, whoever have our children, you're supposed to always say that. Whoever have our children, please bring our babies back. We love them.
Right. Or they had on a red coat. The other one had on a blue coat and, a striped hat or a hat with a ball. Just no personal details.
Well, it's like I said, they were living in the moment of when they last had the children. And that's why he had all these off-the-wall wordings in that interview, because that's the feeling he has been carrying. And that's the mode he was in when he was last with those two boys.
Right.
It was not good. And I can only imagine what those kids endured in that house for 2 years and what their final moments were like with them two demons. I can only imagine, and I'm sure it is not good.
Right. And and I pray to God that they were able to get some valuable information from them other kids that were in the home.
Say that again, baby.
I said I hope they're able to get some valuable information from the other kids.
I'm sure of that. I'm sure of that. Because like they say, once you make a child comfortable.
But even though, I feel like, with the type of life that they might have been living in that home, I think it might take an actual minute for those kids to feel comfortable to talk. Because it ain't no telling what was going on in that home. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think they've had enough time to break them down. Because, kids, you'd be surprised. Once a child feel comfortable, like I said, you give them something in a comfortable environment with things they like. You find out what they like. You bring them a little food, a little snacks. All it takes, you just sit and watch them. They'll break on down.
Okay.
I think they'll break on down because they'll realize they're not under the watchful eye of their mother and father.
True.
Once they see they're not coming back around, they can say, hell, I'll just go on. I can start talking now because they're not coming back around. But like I told everybody, the thing that's so ironic about this storyline is that these same monsters that milk the system, use the system, in my opinion, now have their children in that same greedy system that everybody's crying and moaning about. Well, guess what? Their children are now foster children. You see how ironic that is? I told people that in my live yesterday, God had a plan. He said, I can show you better than I can tell you. You want to mess with this system? You want to milk the system? I'm going to give you your kids 7 times fold to the system.
Right. Now, I wonder if Trezell and Jacqueline are afraid of their children.
Oh, I know they are.
And of somebody like them.
Well, they probably worried about all kind of stuff right now. They worried about what them kids told. That's what I really think. I think they're more worried about what the hell them kids have said.
Than anything else, right?
They more worried about that. But I tell you something else that's odd to me. Y'all been talking about the little van and the eyelashes. Why the hell are you going to buy a van and you ain't got no damn kids?
Right. That's what somebody.
Why you don't go get you a little Honda or a Nissan or a little Ford Focus or something? Because guess what? You're not getting them kids back, homeboy, homegirl. So you done went and wasted your money on one of these old gas guzzling ass vans for what?
Because it's probably going to tie into whatever they have going on.
Well, y'all ain't about to have nothing going on, because if you think the FBI is not watching them jokers, you not about to go tie up into nothing. You better carry your ass around them garbage cans and pick up some cans.
Okay.
And take them to the aluminum recycling. That's your best bet. Get you, like they say, get you some Thunderbird money. Marshall, you heard me? Get you a pint of Hennessy. That's all your ass gonna be getting. Excuse my language.
Okay, to put in to go along with all the other bottles that they didn't.
What you talking about? That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Get y'all some Mad Dog money and sit on down.
Okay, and they probably got that van so they can continue the human trafficking they probably involved in.
Well, somebody made a comment that the house gonna be going back to the bank. It might.
Oh, really? Oh, it is, because he ain't gonna be able to make no payments. Well,
I look, and I know he could have paid cash for it, because if somebody had to loan you $5,000, there's no way you had the other 190-some thousand to pay the house off. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Because if you could come up with 190, 180, that lady would have settled probably for that. So you didn't have no money. So we know you got to be making a mortgage payment, because if that girl loaned them $5,000 like she said she did, then you didn't have no damn money. And then the woman told it anyway on the Chris Thorne show that she wrangled with him for 6 months because he couldn't get a damn bank loan.
Right.
Well, ain't nobody gonna give you no loan if you ain't got no viable income. Didn't nobody think about that? That's why I kept telling everybody, think about the information that has been afforded to you, given to you. They telling you they are hustlers. When she held on for 6 months, I wouldn't have wrangled with him for 6 months.
Right.
I couldn't have done it. I don't care if I did want to sell my house. I would have had no patience for that.
Right. And now let me ask you this. Now I wonder, how were they able to go back to Bakersfield and get their apartment?
You know damn well they ain't even got no apartment back. They staying with some folks that stay there. They're saying that the sister lives there, her sister. She was the one that was carrying the water allegedly up the stairs when that AV guy was there interviewing that neighbor. And they allegedly say the mama or somebody stay there too. So they stand with one of their kin people.
Well, from what I last heard was that somebody reported that the daughter was staying with the mama, and so it's supposed to be some conflict about that. Somebody reported her staying there, and then she was saying how her daughter can't take no hot showers no more because somebody reported her staying with the mama.
Well,
and they was saying how, why is the mama so concerned about her grown daughter not being able to take a shower when, you know... What
the shower got to do with inside a house and the door closed? That don't make no sense.
Right. So this is what the mama was saying.
If I'm inside the house with the door closed, it don't matter where I am. Whatever I'm doing in the house ain't got nothing to do with the hell you gawking outside.
Right. Right. Well, you know, with them apartments, you only supposed to have who living there.
Oh, I know that. That's why I found it weird when the story broke out last week that they allegedly was staying there. I thought, well, who would give them an apartment with all this hoopla going on and all this stuff going on? How they gonna get an apartment? They ain't got no money, no income, and we know that they couldn't have had HUD because they wouldn't be buying a house if they was on Section 8 or HUD or had a voucher. So we know they couldn't have got no Section 8 HUD in these past couple of weeks because somebody would have been leery to give them anything. They staying with relatives who are stupid. They wouldn't be in my house, and I would tell you, you got some fucking kids missing. You can't stay here. You better go find you a tent and go put it out there in that damn desert. That's what you do. Because you're not staying here.
Funded the money for this new van they got.
Well, they may have already had some money stacked up the past couple months of getting them checks, honey.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah. They ain't got their car. The city still got their car for evidence. They got to driving something. Well, I told everybody, just because you're accused of a crime or you look like you did something, don't mean your life stopped. You still got to eat, bathe, put on shoes, clothes. They don't have no car to drive. They had to probably go find them something to drive.
Right.
So they went and bought whatever they could. So ain't no telling where the money came from because like I said, you know damn well they had some money in their bank account since getting those kids. You're talking about up to damn near $7,000. You know damn well they had some money in their bank account to buy a damn car.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
I ain't look at it.
Yeah, $1,000 to $2,000 a month for 6 fucking kids, well, at least 4 kids. You could buy a car. 3 or 4 months, you could buy a car straight out.
That's true. I was thinking along the lines of whoever else is involved is continuing to help them.
Well, they may be getting some help, but I'm just saying, logically speaking, month for month, they may have not had enough money to buy a $200,000 house outright, but they've had some money put up to pay bills, and they were getting money every month for those children. So you know they had something to go buy a car with. I don't care if it's just a $2,000 car.
Right. They do look like frivolous people. You know what I'm saying? They don't look like they, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To me, they come up as the people who is going to have what you need, but have the minimum. You know what I'm saying?
And that's probably why, the guy didn't hear him move out that apartment. Remember he told AV that? I looked up one day, they was gone. I told people in my live days ago, you don't know what them heifers had inside their apartment. They may have had the bare minimum. They could have had blow-up mattresses on the damn ground. All you had to do was deflate them and care about your damn business. You don't know. You don't have no idea what these heathens had in their house. And then too, you got 2 children minus, so that likes your load. That's less you got to carry in with 2 children, 2 sets of bunk beds or beds. Come on, y'all. I tell y'all to stay woke.
Right.
These folks are trip.
Right.
Folks are a trip.
Well, right. Well, I appreciate you taking my
Anytime.
When am I gonna ever be able to talk because you be on like these odd times,
Well, that's because my sleep pattern is off. So that's why I was up late. I would have been up earlier, but I didn't get enough sleep because I was talking long distance to my brother, his wife early in the day. So that threw me off. And then I took a nap. So I didn't get to get on early in the evening. So now I'm up like I'm up like I'm a damn crackhead.
Right.
Talking into the telephone.
Right. And it's crazy because I dozed off where I thought I was asleep for hours. I woke up, it was only 9:37. I said, damn. So I went back to sleep, woke up, it was 1-something.
Oh, there I am.
And I was like, oh, I got an alert.
After 2 o'clock.
Right now.
Yes, Queen is on. Queen is on. And I thank you all for joining me and watching and subscribing. And like I tell people, you want to get your voice heard, just call the Queen on IG and we can roll with it.
All right. Well, you have yourself a blessed day.
I am. I'm going to. And I thank you for calling me, baby. Giving your input.
My pleasure, honey.
Okay. God bless you. Be safe. Bye-bye. Well, everybody, that was the Queen, Miss Mimi calling me, Ohio. Y'all have been in that chat talking. I'm sorry I didn't get to address all your comments, but thank you for watching and listening. And if you want to donate to the channel, $ Big Angie 129. I know I've been on so long. I need to let y'all get some rest. So we all need to get some rest. This is a riveting tale of, I don't know what to think. I don't know if we're going to get a resolution. Let me see what time it is. Ooh, it's 4:48 in the high 10. Oh, my stars. Yeah, y'all need to carry y'all butts to bed. This case is sad to me. All the cases I brought this week are sad. 2 children stolen from a foster home in New York days ago. And they were found in Montgomery, Alabama. This little girl from South Carolina, beat to death by her adoptive mother and adoptive father. They adopted 3 children. Now those 2 are back in foster care, and this baby is dead. And now we have the case of these 2 missing boys, still missing out of California City. And I don't know what the hell is going on with these people and these kids, beating kids, kidnapping kids, why these people are losing custody of their children. But as somebody said in the chat about what Dr. Phil said, and I said this too the other night, do your damn best to keep CPS out of your damn business. You don't want them people in your business bothering you, harassing you. Tighten your shit. Keep your mouth closed about the shit you do wrong. Yeah, I'm keeping it 100 with you. Because a lot of people like to fake the funk and talk all crazy and riddles about CPS and this and that. But let's keep it real. A lot of you know you funky and you rank and you doing stuff out here you ain't got no business. And you doing it around your kids and you doing it where people can hear. And then you get mad when somebody drop a dime on you and they call CPS about your little habits. Yeah, the Queen gonna keep it real in the AM. As they say long time ago, don't fake the funk on a nasty dunk. Some of you know you foul out here. And you cry later when the state then knocked on your door. But you need to think about how the hell you been living. How the hell you been talking. How the hell you been representing yourself. And yes, you grown. You can live how you want, talk how you want. You the type you like to get crunk. You like to get turned up. You like to smoke weed. You like to put a little crack in your weed. Oh, the Queen gonna go there. You like to toot a little bit. You like to do a little cocaine. You like to get jiggy. You like to have different men come in your house. You like to stand on the corner sometimes. You like to go behind closed doors and do a little flipping in the sheets for some paper. I'm gonna keep it 100. You know you get down grimy, you don't really need to have nobody's children. Be them your own kids, foster children, or adoptive children. You want to live off the grid, you want to live off the lamb, you want to live in the street, you want to be jiggy, you want to be affiliated, you want to be the ride or die chick. Yeah, Queen gonna go there. Don't be nobody's mother. And then you can do whatever you want to do. You ain't got to worry about nobody being in your business. You ain't got to worry about nobody calling about what you posted on Facebook, that you was sitting there with your blunt. You was sitting there with your Hennessy bottle. You had some dudes in the background with some guns. I'm keeping it 100 because that's some things that some of y'all ain't really talked about. How the fuck some of you get down, but then you get mad when CPS knocking at your door. Now you feeling some type of way and now you want sympathy because you ain't got your kids. Time to wise up. Wake up. You want to live off the lamb. You want to live how you want. Don't have no kids. You can do whatever you want to do. It ain't nobody in your business. If somebody want to tell what you posted to Facebook, social media, it won't be no problem. Because all you can say is, well, I'm single. I don't have no children. I can smoke, toot, do what I want to do. Hang out all night, walk in on my job, blitz, whatever. It's whatever. Real talk. Real talk. Too many people not doing right by these babies, taking in these kids for profit. And you should know something is going to fall with you and these kids. You're not going to prosper. And as the old folks say here in the dirty South, whatever the devil stole, he's got to give it back 7 times fold. Like, share, subscribe, drop your comments below. This is Everyday Shenanigans. I'm out of here.